sure that we should have a political will from our various states governance to be able to create the enabling ecosystem to train more engineers and innovators to drive the technological agenda of the nation.
Dr. Singati Sipuka, the Chief of Staff at African Union Development Agency. I would like to give a big thank you to all of you for attending this event. I would like to give a special mention to Professor Davis for hosting us. He has been very good. He's been a very good host. We hope to come back, Prof. For the next tech transfer dialogue, we hope to be invited and maybe also co-host or maybe do something to that effect. So thank you so much. All right, okay, thank you. So I would like also to give mention to Prof. Karim, who has been very instrumental in this, Professor Sambo, the APET member, and all the delegates present here. I would like to thank you very much, and we don't take this for granted. Thank you.
At this point, can we request Professor Nkem to speak on behalf of the African Academy of Sciences?
All right, thank you. I've spoken a lot this afternoon, so I'll make it very brief. Thank you. I've spoken a lot this afternoon, so I'll make it brief this time. I'm not sure how many know about the African Academy of Science, based out of here in Nairobi. It is Africa's largest academy of the most senior and consequential scholars and scientists on the continent. We do lots of work, promote excellence, develop programs for young researchers, mostly around the postdoc area and some doctoral area. And then do policy advice. We are coming up strong, and we are hoping that Africa will hear us more and more in terms of our leveraging our community of over 800 scholars and affiliates to support STI on the continent across the board. This tech transfer meeting, the first was held last year. We hosted it here in Nairobi. And we want to thank our friend. Life works in mysterious ways. Out of random meetings and knowing people, somebody by the name Karim made contact with the academy, with Africa, fell so in love. He's done so much for Africa. It was his idea, and he funded the first meeting last year. So I have to acknowledge him. He got money from Michigan State to do that. And even though some of us complain about foreign domination and foreign money, we know that it's not all negative. Some people really have the heart for Africa, and Karim is one of those. That if nothing else, we want to pay tribute to him. That the work is done for Africa through NEPAD, through the community, is not taken for granted. You see him very well. The second meeting is still him who enabled a discussion with NEPAD to get resources to make it happen, to align both NEPAD and the Calestous Juma dialogue, so that those two coincide and complement each other. Now that we're here, we are hoping that it doesn't end here, as Madam Justina has mentioned. We'd like to come out of here putting together that steering committee. I wish I had been there. Actually, I went to the airport on Saturday night, but I couldn't board the plane. I would have been there with you. And one of the purpose was to put together that steering committee. This, even though there are some associations on the continent, East, West, as our colleague Ayanda mentioned, this is a continent of 1.5 billion people, growing to be 2.5 very soon by 2050. 1/4 of humanity will be in Africa. One association is not enough. Let Africa be vibrant. Let all 1,000 flowers bloom. Let there be subgroups and be big groups and small groups of tech transfer. If Africa will industrialize, if our university systems will provide those solutions to African problems for its development, let there be all the multiple ideas, associations, networks, crisscrossing each other. Let Africa's 1,000 tech transfer innovation systems bloom and complement each other. Let's not be discouraged that there are some already who will be complementary. We will not drag money from each other, we will not compete, we don't have to dissipate each other's energy, but we can all complement each other. We can all be on the same table. So out of this meeting, I'm hoping that our colleague out of Nigeria, I'm sorry I don't know the names up front, the smartest lady in the room there from Nigeria, she was here again. That is she, our colleague from Ayana from Southern Africa, those who were in Nairobi last year who came. In deciding who should come from last year, because we have limited resources, we were trying to get those whom we think will be a good part of the steering committee if their time and commitment can avail. Please step out and let's do this thing. It is your Africa, it is our own. And the best part of it is that NEPAD, through the voice that I'm hearing from Ms. Justina, can now work with us to do collaborative grant, to look for funding to kickstart the whole process. We can be dominant in 3, 4, 5, 10 years and shape this conversation. All the points that we've described here, the solution is in our hands. It's not in the political office. It's not in parliament. It is not in the legal sector. It's not in the private sector. We are the custodians of Africans' brain powers, of the innovations. And so let's take it up. Let's do our own share. If NEPAD can really come up, if we can put together a solid proposal, a solid partnership, a solid platform, consortia, and come in with the credibility of the African Academy of Science, of NEPAD, of Michigan State, of all the other partners, nothing is there that we cannot do. All these problems, the solution is in our hands. So I will encourage that we create this consortium. I'm very willing supporter and partner in any role that I can play. Let's, by next year, come in stronger, have something concrete on the table. If the foreign money that we complain, I hear you, Madam Justina, Africa has very good friends. It has so many friends, but some are so good and some we worry about them. And those who are so good and those that we can see step up and be man and woman enough to say we work on equal terms and don't let their money distort our progress. Why not? We are lucky to have such friends. Karim is one of them. India is one of them. So let's come out of this without platform. Otherwise, we will still have to come back next year and think about it again. Even if it takes one week, 1 month, some time frame to concretize things. I think out of the report from this meeting, going to NEPAD and to all the other partners should be that this is the key resolution coming out of this. We create it, we look for resources and grow something, support the continent. There are weak countries, there are strong countries. Let the stronger players support the weaker players. But collaboratively, we define the space and give Africa its solutions. We are the leaders. We cannot complain and then stay back and ask people else or someone else to do it. Please, let's step forward, take our role and get this done. With that, I say thank you from the African Academy of Science on behalf of my director, Dr. Otibuateng, who's in Addis, couldn't be here. I want to thank all the friends who are here. Our good friend there from Senegal, Professor Balagom from Yaoundé, Professor Echu, who were not here last year, but who step up against many odds to come and be part of this conversation. I mentioned them not out of bias. I couldn't mention all, but hopefully we'll get to meet sometime and do this teamwork together. Africa needs us, and let's do it. Thank you.
Thank you. So Professor Nkem said it's going to be short, but it was so long, so I wonder how long is a long speech. So at this point, we have Professor Karim Maridia, who is wearing 2 hats, one on behalf of the Michigan State University and also on behalf of the African Union High-Level Panel on Emerging Technologies. So we'd like to give to you, Prof, to speak on behalf of these 2 institutions.
Thank you, Chair. So on behalf of Michigan State University and also on behalf of the African Union High-Level Panel on Emerging Technology, we are grateful for very active participation. I think there was not a single session where we had extra time, yeah? So this was great. As Professor Kumba mentioned, we met in Nairobi last year at the African Academy of Sciences in September. Some of you were there, and we did initially a small group, and then it was highly recommended that we expand the group, and Professor Francis Davis took up the challenge, and we are here. So thank you very much. We are grateful, yeah, for KNUST. And then, so we had an idea that we want to do a second of these events, and then everyone said, where will we find money? So I met Professor Agri Ambali at that time with African Union Development Agency, NEPAD, and Dr. Barbara Glover, and Dr. Justina, and we said, well, we have the CJED dialogue. Maybe one of the dialogue could be on technology transfer and commercialization. And they really liked the idea, and I'm so grateful that all the funding for this dialogue came from African Union Development Agency in NEPAD. So thank you very much. So our friend from AUDA-NEPAD yesterday mentioned we only got 49.5% marks in the STISA 24. I think we need to listen to that, yeah? We cannot, so hopefully this forum and others will speed up that process so that STISA 2034 and also AU Agenda 2063, we can contribute that. I feel like we are sitting here, all of us here, we have a responsibility for 1.5 billion people of Africa, yeah, to improve their lives. So it's not this dialogue. I think if late Professor Calestous Juma, if he was alive today, he would be very proud, very happy, because this was his vision, that we take the science, technology, and innovation forward. So let us continue this, because he has left a big challenge, big opportunity for all of us to make a contribution. So as I was telling you yesterday, Michigan State University, we are working with 88 countries around the world, but one of the flagship of our program is to build South-South partnerships. And it's so nice to hear, nice to see here colleagues from India, from two prominent universities. They are busy, and also Dr. Radhika from this organization that she has established to travel all the way. I think it took 26 hours for them to get here. So we are grateful for your time. And hopefully next time we can invite more countries and more participation, so that not only that you can benefit, but they can also learn from you, you know. It's not that we need to have a two-way exchange. So Dr. Justina summarized it well. I think we need to form this platform. And I suggest that we all call for action, yeah? And we say Kumasi Declaration or something, yeah? That we have planted a tree or a seed here for that consortium, so that next time when we meet, say, oh, this is a Kumasi Declaration, yeah? So let us that. And lastly, I just want to thank KNUST Day. Yesterday the room was half empty. Today the room was full. So it's nice to see that a lot of students came today, yeah? I think we need to engage the students in future celebrations. So I think they are our future leaders, right? They are the ones who are going to we are planting the trees. Hopefully they will take it forward and plant more trees. So thank you for engaging students. And lastly, I would like to request that if you can circulate the list of participants with their email addresses and their WhatsApp numbers, because all of us have made many new friends and we would like to interact with them. So if you can circulate that, would be great. But we remain committed. Professor Nigam, you mentioned Michigan State University name, and we are international partner of AUDA-NEPAD. Yeah, we have a long-term agreement. Since 2010, Michigan State is working with African Union. So we are part of you, yeah? So, and we look forward to your guidance, your commitment, and we'll contribute whatever way we can. Thank you very much again, and we look forward to a more productive collaboration.
Last but not least, it's going to be Professor Francis Davis, who is going to speak on behalf of KNUST. Please go ahead.
Thank you. So lunch is ready, and therefore we want to go and see lunch. In the next 3 seconds, lunch is ready. Because you are going to lunch, we need to observe this. Yesterday, Dr. Justina told us that we will receive our DSA and we would be responsible for paying our accommodation. To make life easy for you, we have set a table right close to lunch. And so please pass by the table and then pay your accommodation there, and then KNUST will take care of the rest. We have to do $120, and then we'll go from there. I do this on behalf of KNUST, ably led by Professor Rita Akosia Dixon, and again on behalf of TCC, International Center for innovation, manufacturing, technology transfer, and entrepreneurship. We are grateful for allowing KNUST, through us, to host Juma Professor, renowned scientist dialogue. And wherever Professor Juma is, we want to shout and say, Professor Juma, research is being transitioned from the laboratory to the market. This dialogue is moving forward, and very soon we are looking and coming up with impactful research. And Nkem is saying that our research should create multi-billion companies that will propel Africa to wherever we have to be. I was talking to engineering students in Accra, and I told them, future engineering students, or future engineers of Africa, it's about time we say this technology belongs to Africa. We need to have our own technology, and it is time now. We have defined innovation as better ways of doing it. And so, let's go ahead and innovate. Once we do it, we should be able to manufacture, protect whatever right you have, and go all the way, transfer the technology, and commercialize. This we have learned today, and we are going to do this. We have learned, we have unlearned, and we have relearned. Yesterday, one participant told me, Prof, the difficult part is unlearning. And I believe KNUST has given us that platform. KNUST has demonstrated that tenacity. KNUST has demonstrated that capacity. And you are here, you gave us the opportunity, and together we will do it. We will go from here and do this. We thank you so very much. Professor Karim, I know the steering committee is going to happen, even if it is 1 a.m. We need to get Nkem, we need to get everyone, and then we need to move this forward. Together, we do it. At TCC, we believe that technology transfer and commercialization are not just technical processes. They are crucial drivers of economic transformation and sustainable development. For decades, we have been committed to turning research and innovation into real-world solutions. Through initiatives like our Intermediate Technology Transfer Unit, we have successfully introduced essential machine tools, manufacturing processes, innovations that have benefited countries, individuals, and even led to successful government spin-offs like Ghana Regional Appropriate Technology Industrial Service. We call it GRATIS for short. And this is what we stand for. We have the capacity, and we want to submit to us that this center will help us to transition all research findings into product, into whatever you want it to be, into the market. With this unit, please come on board. Let's collaborate, and together we will do this. Several times we receive funding, and it is up to findings. We say, bring that findings, collaborate with TCC, and we will transition that into product. We will transition that into what is supposed to be. We will make it just like the consumers out there anticipate, and we will transition this to the market. Thank you so very much for giving us this opportunity. Thank you for coming to KNUST, and thank you for this dialogue. We are grateful, and thank you so very much. All of us, thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience and also for attendance. If we can kindly all stand up and give a round of applause as we round up our meeting. The 10th CJED has come to a close. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.